Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Uniform Mike Papa, the Unapologetic Man Podcast. I really do appreciate it. And today is, in my opinion, one of the most important episodes you will ever listen to, because negative belief systems are responsible for all your suffering, all your travails, all your calamity. Everything that's not going right in your life is because of belief systems that don't support what you wish to happen in your life. And I mean that quite literally. It's all belief systems. And the problem is that A, of all, most people don't know it's belief systems. And B, of all, most people are too fucking lazy to work on them. So in today's episode, I'm going to teach you why it's your belief systems that are preventing you from getting what you want, preventing you from being as good with women as you want to be, as well as how to address and tackle those belief systems and freaking get rid of them once and for all, choosing better belief systems that are more conducive to what you actually want. Now, this seems really simple, and a lot of people will discount it and be like, okay, whatever. My belief systems are responsible for my suffering. Yeah. Just give me the quick fix, man. Just go into my brain and make some adjustments and make this shit easier for me because I'm too goddamn lazy to do anything about it myself. But gentlemen, if you're listening to this, that tells me that you're really into self-development. It tells me that you want to get better, not only with women, but you just want to be a happier dude. And I actually have a lot of guys who are married who listen to this podcast, and I know that you guys want to improve your life. The problem is that a lot of you are too fucking lazy to do exactly what I'm going to tell you to do in this episode. So what I want to present to you is this. You can make your life into literally heaven on earth. And I mean that quite literally. I'm not talking about some pie in the sky fantasy. This is literally true if you just get off your lazy ass and tackle those things that are preventing you from getting that life, which is always and unequivocally belief systems. And what are belief systems? They're BS, they're bullshit, they're just illusions. So I'm going to teach you exactly how this works. I'm going to show you examples of how friends of mine are doing this in their life. I used to do this in my life, and you're probably doing it in your life too, where there's miserable things happening to you. You're suffering on a very high level, and it's all caused by you. It's your fault, bro. And the moment that you accept that, when you get rid of this victim mentality and this poo-hoo, oh, poor me, woe's me bullshit, then you get to take control of your life. And brothers, you can literally make your life heaven on earth. Earth actually has very much the potential to be a paradise, but it's people's belief systems, their ego, their negativity, their fear that prevents us from being able to experience peace on earth, experience those things that we wish we could. And I want to work on you individually, which means I want you to go through the steps that I'm going to tell you in order to cure yourself from suffering, because we suffered enough, gentlemen. There's been enough suffering throughout human history. We're good. We understand it. We know how bad it sucks. It's time to evolve to a new level. And this starts with you actually working on yourself. And we're going to discuss that in today's episode. Before we jump into the content, I want to thank all of you sincerely who signed up for my Frame Control Masterclass happening this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. All tickets are sold out. All you guys who have signed up, I really appreciate it. I want to send you a sincere thank you. And I want to tell you something. You guys who invest in yourself, you are utmost fucking champions. You are the dudes who are going to get to the next level. And yes, you are the dudes who have a very high potential to reach a really good place in your life. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke up your ass to make you feel good because you invested in my program. I'm saying it because I truly believe it. I truly believe that you guys who had the wherewithal and the courage to invest in yourself have the highest potential to get to that quote unquote heaven on earth state. And I want to send you props, brother. You're a fucking champion. Thank you so much. I've read all of your names. I've sent you all a silent thank you. And I can't wait to meet you on the day and time that you signed up for. Also can't wait to see you guys on the coaching experience that I'm giving. And that being said, the last time I did a masterclass, the wait time to come into my 3-month coaching program went out to 9 weeks. That's 2 months that people had to wait to come into my 3-month coaching program. And I want to let you know, if you've been thinking about getting into my program, brother, Apply now. Do not wait 1 second longer, because the second these masterclasses drop, and that's going to start happening tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, all hell is going to break loose. We are going to get more applications than we usually do. And yeah, the wait time can come out to 3 months. Based on the amount of tickets that I've sold, I sincerely believe that we're about to have a quarter of a year wait list. So if you've been thinking about it, I strongly suggest you apply now before the tidal wave of applications come in. You will slip in before everybody else does. I work on a first come, first serve method. So if you've been thinking about it, get your application in now, brother, because the tidal wave is about to hit. You can find a link to my 3-month coaching program in the description below. I suggest you read about it thoroughly before you sign up. Then we'll meet, discuss it, see if you're a good fit for us. But most importantly, if we're a good fit for you, can we 10x this guy's results with women? That's the only thing we're asking. And yes, we are extremely sincere about that goal. Quite selfishly, I will admit, because I want reviews, I want testimonials, I want a reputation that I do have. So I only pick guys that I know I can 10x the results for. So what's the harm of exploring that with us? If you're listening to this, and most importantly, if you're willing to even entertain what I'm about to teach you today, this NLP method to seek and destroy negative belief systems so you can make your life better, then we need to talk, man. You would be the perfect fit for my 3-month coaching program. So let's get into the content. First of all, we have to understand, as I alluded to at the top of the show, every single belief system that you have is either making your life happy or miserable. And more fundamentally, gentlemen, and I really want you to listen, every single motivation you have, everything you do is either towards joy, peace, enthusiasm, and happiness, or away from pain, suffering, and fear. All your motivation is either moving towards joy and happiness or avoiding pain and fear. This is totally logical, but a lot of people really don't think about that. They see people who seemingly willingly go into pain and say, oh, they must be choosing that because they're stupid or they just like the pain and it feels good to them. No. What you have to understand is even those people who are choosing something painful, something stupid, such as, and a lot of you guys can relate to this, being constantly attracted to women who aren't good for you and who make your life miserable, there is an unconscious belief system inside your head that tells you this is going to make me happy. And what you need to do is the NLP exercise of limbing, Limbing. And what that means is, like tree limbs, we're trying to discover the belief behind the belief behind the belief. First, we have an action, and we have to ask ourselves, why am I doing that action? What do I hope will be produced through either doing the action or not doing the action? And then you find the belief behind that, getting down to the core belief, which you will always see is either trying to get you what you want or avoid pain for you. And that's what your mind is supposed to do. Your mind is supposed to protect you, keep you safe, move you towards happiness, peace, and safety, and away from pain, suffering, fear, and that shit that's going to get you killed. This comes obviously from tribal times. We learn through hundreds of years of evolution that you should not go walk around in the dark forest, because when you do, you could get killed. There's a lot of predators out there at night. There's a lot of things that could fuck you up. You could fall off a cliff, fall into a river. The dark is intrinsically a scary place. That's why sometimes when we put out the lights in our house, we feel fear. Even though you know there's nothing to fear, this is evolution. It's keeping you safe from getting killed as your forefathers did. Your forefather, probably from Africa, went out in the middle of the night, probably trying to go to some other hut where there was some pussy waiting for him, and he got eaten by a lion. So the next person learned that, it got ingrained in our DNA, and now we're afraid of the dark. Now let's look at you. 90% of you guys listening have some approach anxiety. A lot of you guys have a 10 out of 10 approach anxiety. And by the way, I do an NLP process in my coaching called the Approach Anxiety Destroyer, because approach anxiety is so common. Now, when it comes to approach anxiety, you want to approach that girl because you want to move towards peace, joy, enthusiasm, pair bonding with the woman, which is intrinsically something we're wired to do. But often you don't approach that woman because why? You're moving away from something that you fear. If she rejects me, I believe something even more detrimental will happen to me that outweighs the possible happiness of making her my girlfriend or having sex with her, or even as little as just having a good conversation with her and getting her phone number. So I'm not going to do it. Your mind talks you out of it. Remember, there is always a positive intention even behind those negative things. So you're sitting there yelling at yourself, being like, dude, why can't you go approach? And then your rational mind comes in and says, I don't know what I'd say. I don't know if she's going to like me. I'm not that good looking, tall. I might be a little chubby or bald. I feel like she's not going to be into me, or she's going to be into a different guy. So you talk yourself out of it. Well, you have to understand that there's a belief system underneath your action, and it's your job to go explore that belief system, identify it, and question it. When you question it, you often realize what a stupid belief system it is. And like all belief systems, it's just BS. BS stands for belief system. It also stands for bullshit. You adopted that belief system through some past experience, through some trauma. Maybe it was the belief system of your dad, and you took it on because you wanted to get rapport with him. There's a myriad of reasons we take on these belief systems, but it's always belief systems, gentlemen. And I want to drum that into your head. Everything you do is belief systems. Everything you avoid, belief systems. Everything you go for, belief systems. The house you have surrounding you, or the apartment, or the fucking hovel, is a result of a belief system. And if it's not up to your standards, then that belief system is not good enough for you, and you need to update it. So here's the exercise. Choose one thing that you struggle with. I'm obviously a dating coach for men, so I'm going to use approaching and attracting women as an example. A lot of you guys, as we just discussed, have that approach anxiety. Now we're going to look at why it is that you have approach anxiety. Here's the question I want you to ask. For those things that you're avoiding, those things that are creating you suffering, and those things that you fear, I want you to ask, what's the worst possible thing that I'm imagining on the movie screen in my brain when it comes to approaching women? A lot of you guys imagine her rejecting you, being really mean to you, maybe other people laughing at you and seeing it, and your self-esteem being destroyed and you not being able to recover from it. So you have a belief system that if I get rejected, it is going to be irrecoverable, if that's even a word. Unrecoverable, irrecoverable. We're going with it. Okay, I will not be able to recover from this. It's going to cripple me. It's going to destroy me. Where that belief system came from, I don't know. Maybe a girl rejected you in high school and it took you a year to get over it. And maybe you're not even still over it. So you believe one more rejection like that endured is going to cripple me and I will never be able to talk to girls again. So I'm not going to go approach that girl. What's the belief system behind that? Her opinion of me is more important than my opinion of myself. That is definitely the belief system that's hiding behind your fear of approaching women. So you question that and you say, why is it that I believe her opinion of me is more important than my opinion of myself? Do you think maybe my dad thought that? Or my mom was so overbearing that the female archetype represents to me an overbearing sense of importance and I place too much importance on it? Guys, if you have any fear of rejection, you're placing too much importance in a wrong direction. I guarantee you that. So what you do is you limb, as I talked about, and we look at it as a limb on a tree, where you go up the limb, up the limb, up the limb, up the limb, the belief behind the belief, behind the belief, behind the belief, until you find the core motivator or the core belief. So the core belief for some of you is women's opinion of me matters more than my opinion of myself. Then what you do is you ask, why do I believe that? And this is where perhaps you go back in your past, you look at your dad, you look at your brother, you look at the society that you grew up in. Maybe it was a movie you watched. If you identify what it is that seeded that belief inside your head, then you will have taken 80% of the steps to remove it. Awareness alone is curative, which means if I'm aware of it, I cure it. Now, obviously, I'm an NLP dating coach. I use neuro-linguistic programming to identify those belief systems for you and remove them like a splinter from your brain with NLP protocols. But some of you guys won't explore coming into my 3-month coaching program. Why you wouldn't, I honestly don't understand it, but some of you won't. So this is the next best thing. It's not nearly as good as NLP, but it's decent, where you find the belief behind the belief behind the belief until you get to that core belief system, which oftentimes is things like I'm not enough, I'm unattractive, girls won't like me. Or if I get rejected by her, it's going to cripple me for life and I won't be able to talk to girls again. But you see, guys, what you have to do instead is have the belief that my opinion is always more important to me than anybody else's opinion, especially some strange girl I've never met. And secondly, what could I get if I approach that girl? First of all, I'm going to reward myself, which is huge, boys. You have to reward yourself on the effort, not the result. I say it all the time in this podcast and all the time to my boys in the coaching program. I don't care what she says. I don't care if she's so mean to you, tells you you're ugly and to fuck off, which probably isn't going to happen. Very few women do that. Maybe in my life of 2 decades of doing this, twice or 3 times that's happened. Because I go up with good energy and I'm happy and I'm fun and I'm cool. And a lot of times girls are cool to me. But a lot of you guys think that this debilitating rejection is going to happen and you won't be able to survive from it because, brothers, you're putting too much emphasis on what she thinks. She's some random chick. Who cares if she's attractive? Why are you rewarding genetics? Listen really closely to me, boys. I love this philosophy. It comes from Zach Galifianakis. He basically said that when you reward somebody for being attractive, you are rewarding genetics, aren't you? What is genetics? It's completely out of your control. She had no control over the fact that she was born attractive. It's just genetics. And then he's like, why are you rewarding genetics? Do you know who rewarded genetics? Hitler. Why are you being like Hitler? And I laugh so hard because I'm like, dude, it's so true. When you reward her genetics, give her all these props because she's hot, you are being Hitler, bro. So don't be that motherfucker. Reward yourself for the effort, not the result. I don't give a shit what she says to you. Did you have the balls to approach her? Yes, you did. Big pat on the back. You have a false belief system that what she thinks really matters. Does it? Of course not. It doesn't matter in the least. What you think yourself is the most important thing. So when you believe that, as I do, I'm highly motivated to approach girls because as I'm walking up, I'm like, yeah, bro, you're a legend, dude. You're a Spartan. When I talk to her, I'm like, I'm the prize, chick. Why, boys? Because I believe I'm the prize. I believe that I'm worth more than her opinion of me. That my opinion of myself is the most important thing, and she'd be stoked to talk to a dude like me. So no matter what happens, I'm always in that positive energy matrix because of belief systems. I worked on the belief systems. And yeah, at one point I had a belief system, I'm not enough. Why aren't I enough? Because I'm not really physically attractive. Who told you that being physically attractive is the most important thing to women? Probably my brother and my mom. They're very vain people. Okay? Why are you buying into that? When you know, Mark, through thousands and thousands of hours, tens of thousands of hours of research, that frame and game are the most important thing. And looks matter very little when it boils down to it. Why are you buying into that still? I don't know. Well, should you question it? Yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should choose a new belief system that frame and game matter more than looks ever will. Then once I adopted that belief system, that my game and my frame are more important than my looks, no longer were my looks a factor. And I had a better belief system where I could approach girls without fear because I'm rewarding things that she has no control over. I'm rewarding belief systems that I created. What are belief systems? BS, bullshit. So just create them because I'll tell you this, while belief systems are just opinions, while they're just figments of your imagination, they're literally wisps of smoke in the air, the results are real. The results are very real. So choose belief systems that get you what you want. And question, gentlemen, every single belief system that doesn't get you what you want. Anything in your life that you're not happy with, you need to sit down, you need to meditate on it and question it. Limit, L-I-M-B, like limbs on a tree. What's the belief system behind that? What's the belief system behind that? And then you finally get to the core belief system that when you question it, awareness alone is curative. You are moving towards curing it. Then you choose a better belief system that's conducive to you getting success, and then you get success. And guys, you could do this with any belief system. Money's hard to get. Really? Who told you that? I have many friends who are making money hand over fist easily, working a couple hours a week, only because they have a different belief system about it. And when it comes to money and women specifically, oh my hell, it's all belief systems. It's all in the head. So question it. Why do I think money's hard to get? Maybe because my dad slaved away when I was a kid and we hardly even had enough money to eat. He was always complaining about money. He would say things like, money doesn't grow on trees. Who do you think I am, Rockefeller? All these negative things that you adopted. What are belief systems? BS. Switch it with the belief system that says money comes easily and frequently. Switch your fear of women with the belief system that says hot chicks come easily and frequently. I am the prize. What I think of myself matters more than what she thinks of me. I am enough simply because I say I am. Boys, you feeling like enough cannot be empirically proven. And what I mean is I can get all this evidence to say that you're enough, but ultimately it doesn't matter because it's just an opinion. Just like you look at a piece of art, it's just an opinion. Nobody can say that's good art and that's bad art. It's all opinions, and that's all belief systems are. So how do you change from I'm not enough, girls won't like me to, dude, I am enough. I am the fucking prize. I am attractive because I have game and frame. You just choose to believe it by first examining what it is that's motivating you to not do the thing. Remember, we have two motivations: moving towards peace, happiness, and enthusiasm, moving away from pain, suffering, humiliation, etc. So you examine it and you sit down on a couch, you put your phone away, you turn off the TV, you have no music going, you stare at the fucking wall and you question, like you're Socrates out in the Grecian forest thinking about the meaning of life. This is how you get to the next level. You have to work on the level of mind. Your mind is the most important thing. I teach how to game women. What's more important is inner game, gaming yourself, fixing yourself. Because when you believe all the correct things, which is only you believing in things that are going to move you towards what you want, and you not believing in things that are going to move you towards what you don't want, you are going to get what you want, because your reality is created via your belief systems, which are what? BS, boys. Bullshit. So choose the ones that create the best results for you, throw out the ones that don't, and examine it. Get off your lazy ass, put down your goddamn phone, put aside your dopamine fix for 15 minutes and question. Get to that core belief that's preventing you from getting what you want and simply notice it, question it, and say, dude, why am I believing that? Then go find out why you're believing that. Not absolutely a necessary step, but it sometimes helps. When you realize like, oh, dude, my brother believed that. Guys, I bought into this whole like end of the world as we know it bullshit that my brother touted to me when I was like 18 years old. He's like, dude, society's gonna collapse. We're gonna run out of oil. We're gonna lose all our money and we're gonna be fucked. And then I started like hoarding and prepping. God bless America. That was the biggest waste of money ever. And it was all because I bought into his fear, and he still does it. Between you and me, guys, he still thinks it's going to collapse. Any day now, the dollar's going to collapse. It's going to be the end of the world as we know it. Have you prepared? And I'm like, bro, that is some kind of nasty fear-based mentality, dog. Like, I'm sorry you're living like that. I ain't going to live like that. So boys, you have to choose the belief systems that are going to get you the life you want. Drop the belief systems that keep getting you what you don't want. And guys, you can look at this in anybody. I have a friend from childhood who's homeless and addicted to meth. He believes that being homeless and addicted to meth on some level is going to get him what he wants. He also believes that getting clean is going to be more painful than staying in his current situation, which I get, man. You know, I've never done drugs. I've never had to kick drugs. I'm sure it's extremely difficult, but that's why he's stuck in this situation, because he's away from, I don't want to get clean because it's going to be hard. I'm towards, if I do XYZ thing, perhaps take enough of this super pure drug, I'm finally going to catch that dragon that I've been chasing and experience that ultimate high and reach some kind of form of happiness, a solid state of contentment or enlightenment in some way. He literally has a belief system like that. And the poor guy, bro, he's so delusional. He like thinks he's a multimillionaire. He's posting all this shit on Instagram about how people owe him money and the government's after him. I feel so bad for my boy because he's bought into all these negative belief systems that did nothing but take him down into the sinkhole of despair. And a lot of you guys have been addicts. You know what that's like. Don't let those belief systems take you down. Choose them consciously. And I want you guys to take this NLP lesson with you. If you want to get intensive NLP to go after these things with the magic of my NLP protocol, which, yes, I believe is the closest thing to magic you could possibly get when it comes to this kind of shit, you need to sign up for my 3-month coaching program. Join us and see why all my clients get that unprecedented success with women. Because when you have the right belief systems, you behave correctly, and then women respond to you like they never had before. It's all based on behavior. It's all based on belief systems. I hope this has helped you in some way, gentlemen. As a reminder, the Frame Control Masterclass is sold out. But if you really, really want to get a recording of it, email me at coachmarksing@gmail.com and you and I will talk. Also, I cannot stress enough just how long the waiting list is going to be for my 3-month coaching program once this masterclass goes live, which is happening starting tomorrow. So if you want to talk to us about joining my 3-month NLP-based coaching program, you need to sign up right now. Get in before the tidal wave, because I know it's coming. Based on the amount of signups we have for the masterclass, there's going to be a fucking tidal wave, bro. I guarantee it. Sign up now, boys, right now. Because it's going to be a freaking tsunami up in this bitch with people applying for my program. I sincerely thank those of you who have signed up for my masterclass. I thank those of you who have stayed this long in this episode to listen to this. That shows me that you really want to improve, and that shows me you'd be a great fit for my program. So what's the harm of having a conversation? Sign up right now and let's explore it. NLP could be that absolute game changer for you, just as it's been for myself, as well as all my clients who have come through my program, which is why it's so damn effective. Again, I thank you for listening. I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next episode.